This is me, and this is a story of adventure. In 2018, my parents and I traveled from Dallas, Texas to Seattle, Seattle to Beijing, and Beijing all the way to Changsha, China. But let's rewind and go back all the way to 1998, where it all started. This is me, Marley, baby Marley, who had no idea what the future had in store for her. But she does have a great future. This is June 8th, 1998, where my mom first met me. She's holding me and is quite emotional. As you can tell, I'm a little bit emotionless, probably a little scared, not knowing what's happening.
Yeah, now we got Daddy and Mommy. Look at that. Look at that. We got Daddy, Mommy, and Marley.
I grew up in a happy and pretty average household, and I think I really had a happy childhood. I tried some sports and dabbled in the arts, nothing too out of the ordinary. I do recall I struggled a lot with my identity and looking and feeling different than my family. It's a very hard feeling to navigate at a young age, and it really took me a long time to kind of work through those feelings. I am both grateful for my life, but really wanted to know more about my past and the language, culture, and country that I had lost. It wasn't until my later years in high school that I had a strong desire to go back to China to find my roots. So that's where my internet search began. I downloaded some Chinese social media apps, joined some search Facebook groups, and networked with other adoptees and families who were searching. Some other adoptees and I decided to make a video of Hunan children searching for their birth family, and this video and other posts went somewhat viral on the Chinese social media. We gained some traction, and I planned my trip back to China. I didn't have many hard details or clues, but I had recently reconnected with a girl who had a photo of the nannies who took care of us in 1998 in the orphanage. On social media, a Chinese volunteer at my orphanage asked if I knew who took care of me while I was there. I told him that I only had a photo, and I sent him this photo of the nannies. About an hour later, he had found the nannies. They were already retired, but that they would love to meet when I came back to China. So there was my first hard clue. At this point, a lot of my posts were getting attention on Chinese social media. Several news outlets wanted to do virtual interviews with me to hear my story and about the information from my search. I was really thankful to have a bit of a head start, as they promised once I was in China, they would be able to help me spread my story and others as well. So leading up to the trip, I had so many contacts who were willing to help me, from locals who found me on social media, all the way to different news outlets and reporters who wanted to help as well. Today is April 26, 2018, and tomorrow my family and I are going to Dallas to stay the night because the next day, like 4 or 5 a.m., we're going to hop on a plane and head to China. I kind of just wanted to hop on in here today to, document how I'm feeling right now. I think our trip is going to be a lot. I don't know any other words yet to describe it. I just think a lot's gonna happen. We're gonna be busy. We're gonna be in a foreign country, foreign food, good food. I don't know, it's just gonna be a lot. Today is May 1st. We got into Changsha last night, and it's a very big city, a lot bigger than I imagined it to be. I'd say it's similar to like New York City or something. Today we met with Wayne, our researcher, translator, guide person, and we kind of came up with a game plan, kind of schedule of what our week is going to look like, and we decided that maybe the nannies could meet with us like in the middle of the week or something. And so I messaged the intermediary person who knows the nannies to set a date to see when they could meet, and the nanny said tonight. So we're going to meet them for dinner tonight at a restaurant. I don't know where. Yeah. Do you have any questions? I don't really know what to say.
So we met with Wayne. How do you feel after meeting with Wayne?
Better. I feel better now that we kind of have a plan of what we're going to do on each day. Like do interviews and things the first couple of days, and then go to the smaller villages outside of the city. The man is saying they want to find a restaurant close to the hotel. So here we are, me and the two nannies who took care of me in the orphanage. It's honestly mind-blowing how we got to this point. But here I am showing them some photos of my childhood. After dinner, we were trying to coordinate some photos together, and it was so cute and funny how one of the nannies was just really into the poses. They're honestly so cute and so sweet, and it makes me kind of sad that it was the first time to see them in such a long time. After dinner, we all walked back together to our designated places, and honestly, one of my biggest regrets is that my Chinese at that time was really bad, so I couldn't communicate very well. So here we are the second day, and I'm in the lobby of the hotel with some of the reporters. Some are news reporters on TV, some are news reporters for the newspaper, and some are reporters for like online blogs and sites and social media, along with our translator there. I really can't show enough appreciation to all of the people that put so much time and effort into this search, and I'm really thankful that so many people were willing to help me. Honestly, I had a hard time articulating myself and my feelings for the camera. I kind of felt like I was lost for words because there was so much going on and it was a little bit overwhelming, but also just talking about such a personal topic. Even though we had a translator and the main reporter spoke some English, I felt that the language barrier was pretty difficult because I really wanted to express myself as simply as possible, but most of the time it just kind of came out as stuttering or incoherent babbling. Plus, answering some of the questions in the interview were very tough for me emotionally, but I've definitely grown from it. Looking back at this footage from 2 years ago has honestly made me emotional, thinking about the trip and the search, and I've seen how much I've grown from it, which has been pretty cool. For part of the search, we went to the police station to leave my DNA sample in case anyone came forward and wanted to do a DNA test. It was pretty crazy to have somewhat of like an entourage wherever we went, but it was truly an experience of a lifetime. But don't worry, it wasn't all just serious business on the trip. One of the nannies invited us to have another meal to meet her family, which was such a kind gesture. We toured around the city a bit and saw some of the sights and ate some of the most delicious food ever. I just seriously love Chinese food so much. So the next day we went to see my orphanage, and this was the very first time that any of us had been there to see it. We had to make arrangements in advance to go and see it, and the reporters were not allowed to go with us. They had scheduled us to come and visit during the children's nap time, so it was really quiet, and I didn't get to see many children, which was a bummer because I would have loved to hang out, play with them, love on them, and things like that. But I was really grateful for the opportunity to go see it anyway. We were shown around a bit and we got to see the brand new equipment and all the artwork that they have all around the halls and things. I really like the fact that there's artwork and bright colors all around just to kind of make the place a little bit more cheery for the children. Here was one of the therapy rooms that they have for the children and some of the equipment that they used for them as well. They also had me sign a guest book that all the people returned got to sign. Lastly, we went and met with the director, who was very kind, and they had shown me the original file that I had here in the orphanage and from the police station and such. It was kind of awkward because he told me he saw my social media posts too, so I was a little shocked that he even saw it. So the next day we would go to my finding spot, which was where my documents said I was found, which was really just a vague street name. The reporter that was working with us is a Changsha native and said that things have really drastically changed from the year 1998 to 2018, which is literally 20 years. So I can only expect that things would be changing. But her idea was to go and talk with the elderly people in the older neighborhood streets and share my flyers with them. She said that they usually know all the happenings of the area and it would be a really great start. So we spent the day passing flyers out and talking with people about my story. This was actually one of my favorite parts, just seeing the people and honestly just kind of getting to know the city a bit more. Some of the people were really interested and others had absolutely no interest, or they just had a really strong criticism towards me, which I guess could only be expected. If I didn't mention already, this whole experience allowed me to grow some thick skin towards others and their harsh words, but it also allowed me to gain bravery and learn to give people grace. So as we were walking around, a couple of people kept saying that my face looked like someone that they had seen, but they didn't know who she was, and all of these really vague things. So it almost seemed like a fun little puzzle within the huge puzzle. So we were just asking like if anyone knew or had any clues or anything like that. And at one point we were talking to a security guard and they had said, "Oh yeah, I think that person lives in this area, but we don't know who she is, but you look exactly like her." I don't know, I just think the odds were pretty slim, but it was pretty fun to just kind of think that we had a big clue or something. The day was winding down and we didn't really have any solid clues or hints, but I was pretty hopeful that something would come of it. And really, to tell you the truth, the process of the whole search had been so beneficial to me, knowing that I had at least tried. I wanted to know that I tried the best that I could, and it's really all out there for whenever or if ever my birth family wanted to reach out. Mostly, I just wanted to let them know I'm not angry at them and they shouldn't feel any guilt or shame. I'm not letting this search define my life, but instead it has helped shape me into the person that I am. I feel like all these things were meant to happen to bring me to the place I'm at now, and I'm truly, truly grateful. And you know what? The best is yet to come.